Hi, I'm Rob. I have brick and mouth syndrome, and we've got something we need to talk about. Gig etiquette post-Rona has been disgusting, and we need to properly talk about it. A lot of things have been happening, and they shouldn't be happening. People should know better, because we did not do this stuff beforehand. And some of the things we did beforehand, we need to really think about it now. So let's go into this. I'm not the only one that's been noticing this, but I have been speaking about it to a lot of my friends, and I've spoken a bit about it online already. Gig etiquette, post the lockdown, has sucked, and I do not understand why people suddenly think certain behaviours are suddenly okay. I don't know if it's just people forgetting how to not be an arsehole, or people just new to the scene and not knowing any better, that haven't been taken to a side and just corrected on their behaviour yet. I'm not entirely convinced that some of these things aren't a Gen Z thing. That needs to be looked at. People need to be corrected on this stuff. So, I've got a list, I've got this fixed. Let's go through some of the things I've been noticing and other people have been noticing and making videos about themselves. Crowd surfers.
It has to stop.
If you're at the barrier and you moan about crowd surfers coming over you, get over it. Crowd surfing has been a thing in the music scene, many music scenes, for longer than most people, any of the people watching these videos, have been alive. You just need to accept it. It is part of what happens. Do not moan about it. If you're at the barrier, they are coming to you. That's it. Just accept it and get on with it. You cannot be moaning that people are having fun and doing something that you're not going to because you want that spot holding that barrier. And that's not on. Get over yourselves. And while we're at the barrier, people that are expecting or demanding the barrier because it's their birthday or some other silly thing that's going on in their own life that no one else knows about and frankly no one else cares about. The sense of entitlement you have to think just because it's one special day of the year that you deserve to be front row at a gig. No. Get there earlier. You are not special because it is a specific day of the year. And that's all there is to it. There is no debate. There is no how can we fix this on this one issue. There is just be a better person. You're not that special. The sense of entitlement that anyone must have to think that they deserve it because of that. What has inflated your ego that much? Come on. While we're on that level of entitlement, when a band throws out a drumstick, a pick, whatever else anyone else uses on stage, the set list gets passed out. If you do not get it, if you do not catch that, it is not yours. Do not start a fight about it. Do not threaten to mug the person who has got it after a show. You didn't get it. Better luck next time. If someone's caught something and they're showing it off, don't snatch it from them. You're lucky you don't get them to knock you out. You are stealing it from them. It is theirs. Don't do this. It used to be the case that if two people caught something at the same time, whether it was a drumstick, a set list, they would either do the stupid thing and have a pull apart for it, or rock, paper, scissors. Just a rock, paper, scissors. All you've got to do. You don't need to Rochambeau someone in the groin. Just a rock, paper, scissors. If someone else has it, it is not yours. Better luck next time. You don't deserve everything just because you like the band. They're also there. They also like them. Get over yourselves. A lot of these seem to be linking into each other. Do not take something that a band has written, drawn, or done for anyone else, steal it, and then get it tattooed on your body. There's a recent example where the frontman of Holding Absence, good old Lucas, wrote out something for a girl in a notebook. She got it tattooed on herself. He knew it was to be done for that. Someone else online saw that tattoo, got it copied down, and got it tattooed on themselves. That is so gross. That isn't your moment. Why do you think you deserve that? That was a special moment between him and that fan where they shared that connection for those few seconds. He did the great thing. He responded when she mentioned about this on Twitter and said that that was a special connection between those two on a snowy day in Portland, and that will forever be her moment. And honestly, if you're having someone else's work on yourself, you need to rethink sort of how much of a clown you are, because you're definitely up there. You're definitely full face paint, big red nose, and probably a big giant orange wig at that point. You need to sort out what is wrong with you that thinks you, again, are entitled and deserve this. It wasn't your moment. You weren't there. Get over it. Tall people. I'm only barely one of you. I'm only just about 6 foot. But you've got to listen to me on this one. Stop blocking short people at gigs intentionally. We know you're doing it. We know you're doing it. There's no way that you don't walk around someone instead of tripping over them to stand right in front of them. They've got this spot. They've got this ideal spot to view the band because they're about 5 foot tall and they can't see clearly. We need to let these people that are there to also see these bands actually see them. You can see fine standing behind them, so stand behind them. You don't deserve to be an extra 3-4 foot closer to get a better view. You can see fine. Don't pull the excuse that these people need to work their way forward. They've worked their way forward. They're at a place where they were comfortable. And they deserve to be able to see from where they're comfortable. Stop doing this. There's something wrong with you. Think about other people that are there. And while we're trying to think about other people that are there, people in the pit. Why are you aiming yourselves at people that are not looking at the pit? They are looking at the stage. They are looking ahead of themselves, away from you behind them. They are not part of your pit. Do not try and forcibly include them into your pit. You need to stop doing this. Or one day, they are going to turn around because you've done it to the wrong person. It won't be a mosh pit at that point. It will be a murder scene. You have to learn. All of these things happening are one day going to turn around and have happened to the wrong person who's just had that bad enough of a day. It won't be their problem for very long. It will be your problem for a long time. You need to start thinking about this stuff. What is going on, why, how they're acting. You need to start doing that for yourselves. It will end badly. Especially with crowd killing at a non-hardcore show. You are going to attack the wrong person. You need to get therapy. It's not a thing to just turn up and let violence out on a random person. You will attack the wrong person. I promise you. Enough people are getting sick of this one act in particular. Enough people are going to be put into hospital over this. It is going to happen soon. That is a promise. This isn't a prediction. This isn't me just making things up. This isn't something I'm betting on. These are spoilers for what is going to happen. someone's going to do it to the wrong person and they will be hospitalised. I don't care how tough you think you are, there is always someone bigger out there. And they will have had enough one day. And now just say they were doing the same thing back. You weren't big enough to deal with it. In general, there has been a massive increase in violence towards women at gigs. All of the things I've mentioned above, it seems like women are being targeted for it. Back when me and Ash went to Skindred's at the Roundhouse, someone literally targeted her because they couldn't see around her. We'd been there since the place was empty, and they clocked her in the spine. That is disgusting. There are women that are getting to the front row, getting to barrier, and they're getting assaulted. There are women catching guitar picks, catching drumsticks, that are getting threatened by people. You better give this over to me, or you're going to regret it. Afterwards, they've been mugged. People get their phones, their wallets, but it's shoved, it's stashed away. There's enough of a problem that there's charities set up for this. I'm a firm believer in the charity that's Safer Gigs for Women. I have their sticker right there. I have their t-shirt down here. Why should these not be safe places for everyone? The fact that these specific people are being targeted, I can't imagine how it is for trans folk to be dealing with this shit as well, because they've got the extra layer of arseholes to deal with. This needs to be looked at before, a government body starts to look at it and make it a really big problem. Because then liberties will be taken away rather than trying to uplift people that don't have the liberties we do. All of this stuff is quite serious, and there's one that's a little bit of an issue I have that I genuinely think is more of a Gen Z sort of thing. Why are people turning up to shows incredibly early and just sharpening a number on their hand? That doesn't mean anything. If you can do that, I could turn up at doors with a 1 written on my hand. Oh, I was here 3 weeks ago. I'm front of the queue. You're not special. I was here 3 weeks ago. I just had to nip home for 3 weeks because, well, I can't live here. I mean, by all means, make friends with people in the queue around you. So if you need to go pee and you're on your own, they'll let you back in. Go with your groups that will hold your space. Take turns dipping in and out. If you need to get food, send one person to get the group's food. The same can be said for when it used to be, don't send one person into the queue early, then have 6 or 8 people turn up just before doors to get in. They went to the back of the queue. That person wasn't allowed their friends with them. Their friends had to fuck off. Now, I don't really see any solution for any of these. There needs to be an actual discussion about what is wrong with the scene and why these things have started happening. Because it's not right. There needs to be a deeper look at people and why this stuff is going on. We're going to need to talk to people in the queues, we're going to need to talk to people in the venues. Realistically, security just needs to be a lot better as well. I've never quite understood why these things happened in the first place when they did. And I don't understand how it's been going on so long that it's been accepted. Not really a happy video this week, but it's something we need to talk about as a community. I know I'm only covering a small percentage of what is wrong, so if you've seen anything that has been a serious problem, mention it down below. Share this with your friends so they can start a discussion about it. Because I've not seen much been going on, and these things need to get raised. I think the key issue with this stuff is we were locked up for 2 years, and people are just entitled. It's been that way with driving on the roads. It's been that way with the service industry. People just think they deserve everything. And it's not how it works. That isn't how life works, sadly. You don't get everything you want just because you want it. Hopefully this can start an open discussion on things, but I don't think it's going to end well for a lot of people. Things will only get worse before they get better, and I have a feeling a lot of people are going to get seriously hurt before these situations improve. See you next week. Hopefully with something a little bit cheerier, but we need to talk about this. See ya.
Low, shawty got low, yeah. Low, shawty got low. She hit the floor, shawty got